A very good afternoon to you, and welcome to week 5, which is on two very helpful, powerful, I was going to say, tools in thinking through contextualization and issues in contextualization. Issues need to be contextualized, and they are the idea of form and meaning. Example, in Bulgaria among Turkish gypsies, uh, it was quite the symbol of the cross was quite widely used among Bulgarians who are Christian background, traditionally Christian background. But of course we were familiar with the symbol of the cross as a really positive symbol of Jesus' death, and also reminds of his resurrection, but particularly his death and all that means for us. But the symbol of the cross for local Turkish people, Turks and Turkish-speaking gypsies, was one that made them feel just immediately cold. The cross was something that they didn't like, and that was because, well, lots of things. The cross reminding of the Crusades, the cross reminding much more recently in their history of Bulgarians, in the name of Christianity, in the name of, like, to be Bulgarian is to be Christian, in the name of Christianity, in the name of Bulgarianness, rolling their tanks over the Turks' front gardens to try and get them to change their names from Mehmet, Turkish name, to Ivan, a Bulgarian / Christian name. So for Turks and Turkish-speaking gypsies too, the symbol of the cross was a symbol of oppression, a symbol of you want to make us something that we're not, of wanting us to change our religion to become something else. Anyway, we needed to find a different symbol if we wanted to have a symbol that expressed the death of Jesus, and the symbol of a lamb, maybe even a slaughtered lamb, or a lamb with blood coming out of its neck, very familiar to them from their yearly sacrifice of sheep. That's a positive symbol, and could bring and did bring up for them Jesus' death as they came to know him. So, yes, one very simple example. So, form and meaning, and we'll be looking at a couple of readings from Scott Moreau, and also Paul Hebert, a chapter by him on form and meaning, where he's really responding to... He and Charles Kraft are probably the 20th century's most helpful, I was going to say greatest, most helpful missiologists to missionaries. They've been very, very helpful to many of us in just bringing across basic anthropological concepts to help missionary work. And they, on almost all things, they thought very similarly. Charles Kraft's still alive, but on this issue they had a difference of opinion slightly about form and meaning, and how much they could be delinked, with Charles Kraft saying really pretty much in every situation you can delink form and meaning and attach, and new meanings can be attached, and Paul Hebert saying no, in some cases form and meaning seem very difficult to separate in people's minds, and the cross actually in Bulgaria might be one of those situations where there's a lot of historical background that make it difficult for people to dissociate certain meanings from the cross. So there's that concept, and then another really, really powerful and important and helpful concept of the excluded middle, the floor of the excluded middle, as Paul Hebert put it back in the 80s, I guess. One of the most helpful concepts in missiology for us, and as we think about contextualization, needing to think about contextualization of or in this middle realm, which most Westerners at least haven't had a lot of experience with, or haven't thought in terms of, which is why we've excluded it. but we need to not exclude it when dealing with other peoples, because it's really important, and the Bible considers it really important too. So anyway, I hope you really enjoy this week.